Hi, it's James Glass. I have not uploaded a video to my YouTube channel in a million years because I no longer do construction for a living. I'm now a photographer. But I'm building a tiny home and I inherited these MDF cabinets. So I bought this 1998 single wide trailer, which I gutted to the studs and literally am now turning into a high efficiency tiny home. So high efficient that, Clay, if you point up to that device in the ceiling, that's a energy exchanger. It's an ERV. An EVR, an energy recovery ventilator. And that thing, the house is so tight I have to bring fresh air in. Anyway, the whole cool thing is I'm going to use salvage materials like these doors for countertops. And the only thing that was in this whole trailer when I started were these cabinets that you see that I've hung. But this base cabinet, if you look at this right here, this 5-foot base cabinet with the MDF was such a pile of crap that there was no salvaging them. I reinforced those cabinets with real wood and foam, and I painted and primed them, but there was no saving this. The only thing to do was literally throw out the MDF particle board and just rebuild the cabinet. And I happen to be doing that with this Creg jig, and that's what I wanted to show you. And the cool thing about the Creg jig is I went out and bought some relatively inexpensive 5-ply plywood. This is the Creg jig. And you simply clamp it on. Manufacturer instructions are very clear to follow. You set it up for the stock you're using. And you drill a hole with the special Creg jig drill bit. I don't know if you can catch that end, but it's machined, so there's like a drill bit sort of machined from the drill bit. This collar, by the way, is part of the adjustment. Just follow manufacturer instructions. And you wind up getting a hole that looks like this. And by the way, they sell little plugs for those. But what happens is you put in this special Creg jig screw. It's a square head screw. Goes through this hole. It goes right out the bottom. And here's the assembled jig.
Can you push it out the bottom?
Yeah, I can push
I think
it out the bottom.
then you can see the angle. Because it's hard to see the angle without that.
Yeah, and we're shooting it on a phone. Oh, you know what? I gotta change the tip. We'll do that real quick. It doesn't actually penetrate all the way through when you set it up correctly. It just very
Well,
close.
even with the screw there, you can see how angled it is. That's all I wanted to see.
Well, there it is. See, it
There.
comes out. And it goes from this material into the adjoining material. This is all plywood stock. But the finished joint looks like this. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be just reattaching this face.
And so we can see
And I
how that
glued it
went
too,
in.
by the way. And I'll be reattaching this face to the front. And then underneath, I'm putting a 2x6, which is 5.5 inches, which happens to be the height of the finished cabinet. But you can also buy these little guys. Last thing I'll show you all. You can buy these little wooden plugs. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
And they slide into the holes if you need a finished.
Those seem awfully long.
Well, they are it's funny that you mentioned that because they are a little bit longer than you need, so you can sand them down.
Ah.
So if you slide them in here like this, you have to kind of take a knife and clear out but they're designed to go in like this.
Oh, that's why I didn't.
Right.
I see. They were at an angle.
And then what you do is...
Can you take your hands away while you show that? Cause
Yeah.
No. Put it in.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize how it lays flush. I wasn't thinking about the fact that
it
it's
will
a
lay
diagonal.
flush.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can trim this off to make it a little more flush, get it pretty close, and then sand it smooth. I'm not doing that here because this is the outside of my cabinet. I put all my Creg jig holes on the outside. The dishwasher's facing here. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
The dishwasher doesn't care that there's holes in the cabinet. I will prime all this before I put it up because there's nothing like priming and sealing all your
In
wood.
videography, we call that editing in the camera.
That's funny.
In construction, I guess you would call that finishing in the design or something.
I guess.